Sup ballers, welcome to another video that you try to watch but get bored about 3 minutes in and close out. We pick up after the 2022 season where we regressed from our World Series appearance, but maybe we'll do better this year. Before we get started, I continue to get suggestions messaged to me via Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit about changing my minor league teams to be in keeping with the major league team, and this time I've changed our AA affiliates team to the Morpecos. Thank you for the suggestions and keep them coming. To start off here, the before and after personnel hires. I knew if I didn't, I already did the mud dry bread reference. Gotta keep the material fresh. For salary arbitrations, I offer contracts near estimates with a few exceptions. Kevin Padlo agrees to a 3-year deal worth $25.75 million. He's been an excellent first baseman for me and I have no intention of letting him go anytime soon. Our franchise player Jeter Downs agrees to a 2-year deal worth $11.1 million. All in all, pretty inexpensive given what he offers us in return. Sheldon Noose gets $10 million over 2 years. I may try to trade him later, but for now, he's fine. Finally, I decided to keep Chuck Nasty for the next 3 years and will be paying him $30.5 million. I probably could have gotten a better DH, but I think he's just what I need. I mean, how can you get rid of this guy? Jackie Bradley Jr., Sean Manaea, Kenley Jansen, and Marcell Ozuna are non-tendered and subsequently released. I make some trades, the first with Arizona, who send Madison Bumgarner, retaining 25%, and 2 minor leaguers for Miles Mikolas, Tucker Davidson, and a minor leaguer. I thought Mad Bum might be an upgrade over Mikolas, and I don't expect Tucker Davidson to remain a decent player for long. Next trade is with the Angels. I send Lourdes Gurriel Jr., William Contreras, and a minor leaguer for Raimel Tapia and a minor leaguer. For those of you who aren't as familiar with Tapia as I am, he's got great contact ratings as an excellent defender in the corner outfield, or at least in this game. As long as he continues to perform up to what he has been in previous years, he'll be great. Next up is a trade with the Blue Jays, who send Derek Fisher.
Fisher looking. Fisher puts up the 3, ties the game! Derek Fisher ties it with 4.6 remaining.
Wrong Derek Fisher, and 3 minor leaguers for Zach Pop, Oswald Peraza, and a minor leaguer. Not entirely sure why I made this trade. I make a trade with the Rockies, sending a minor leaguer for Ryan Rollison. Nothing earth-shattering here. Lastly, another trade with the Rockies, sending Tyler Ivey, Damon Jones, Carlos Estevez, who I had signed in free agency, more on that in a moment, and Tristan Casas for German Marquez and a minor leaguer. Marquez will likely be an excellent starter for us, so fingers crossed. To prepare for the Rule 5 draft, I DFA Peter Solomon, Tyler McGill, and Will Crow, and add Jake Simon, CJ Alexander, Seth Romero, Connor Wong, and Aaron Ashby to the 40-man roster. We reached the free agency period, and here are some of the available talent we have to choose from, and of course, we run into our old friend pedophile Felipe Vasquez. When will Out of the Park fucking fix this?
So what exactly should be done?
Well, it's not rocket science, Seth. It's a simple 3-step process. Step 1, fix. Step 2, it. Step 3, fix it. Then repeat steps 1 through 3 until it's all fixed.
This is a lot of the same advice you gave last time.
That's true, Seth. Very similar. But let me ask you, has it been fixed?
I guess not.
Well, apparently they aren't, because I found out from their Twitch chat that they aren't even responsible for that. It's their game, so I don't understand how that's the case, and I was subsequently banned from their Twitch chat. Go figure. I signed Manuel Margot to a 3-year contract worth $22 million. This should help solidify our outfield. You know what? No. I gotta get back to this. How do you ban me from Twitch chat because I keep asking you why you have a pedophile in your game? Can you explain to me why it is that you can't put your foot down and just get rid of the guy? I'm sorry, do you just like pedophiles? Is this your thing?
What do you think they need to do, Seth?
I guess
Fix it!
How do we begin to fix
By
it?
fixing it.
Who's gonna fix it?
They are. They gonna fix it because they broke it. Fix it, fix it, fix it! Today!
Okay, back to the game. Going back to one of my previously stated trades, I did sign Carlos Estevez to a 2-year contract worth $10 million. I had intentionally signed him to be a trade chip, which I obviously did use. Along the way, we discovered that Gabriel Arias was in a car accident because the dude fell asleep behind the wheel. I wanted to make a joke here, but instead I'm going to take this as an opportunity to share a concern of mine. Since this coronavirus thing has started, I've seen a lot of people running red lights. This was almost never a thing before this happened. Please don't drive like an asshole. Seriously, you do not have a right to endanger the people who are on the road just because there are fewer of them. Following that, Nick Sandlin wants us to assist the less fortunate. I'd start a charity if I wanted to extend him out of savings, but I have no intention of doing that, so I just give him some expired canned goods for the food bank. For the Rule 5 draft, I found an intriguing prospect in Diego Cardia. Taking a look at his ratings, he's got some pretty decent batting potential, but has great catching abilities, which is why I grabbed him. And now we find out that Kansas City is changing the name of the team to the Jesters. Surely you jest. I think I have the perfect mascot for you, though.
I'm Chuckles the fucking Jester, dipshit!
No, wait, I can do better.
We're gathered here today to say goodbye to a great man.
Ah, shit, he's dead. Never mind. We reach spring training and amazingly, we have no injuries. Really nice when that happens. We reach opening day and after the usual demotions, here are the pitching assignments and lineup that I'm left with. And as is the usual tradition, I play the opening day game and here's the lineup that I went with. This wasn't a particularly exciting game, but Josh Naylor did hit this 2-run dinger in the bottom of the second, which turned out to be the only offense we needed as we defeat the White Sox 4-1. Great performance from our pitching. And Spencer Howard is suspended. Lance Lynn is no longer injured and is sent on a rehab assignment. After a rather quick start to the season, we enter May with an 18-12 record, a .600 win percentage, second in the division. Pretty good start. Let's see how long we can keep this going. Here are my pitching stats, as well as my batting stats. I make a couple of trades, the first with the Orioles sending Jacob deGrom and Lance Lynn for Trey Mancini, retaining 30% and 2 minor leaguers. For those of you who don't know, Trey Mancini was recently diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. Hopefully he recovers and doesn't become a meth kingpin. The second trade is with the Phillies, sending Raimel Tapia and CJ Alexander for Jameson Taillon, retaining 5% and a minor leaguer. At this point, I figured pitching was more important than Tapia's contribution in the outfield. To make these trades work, I promote Jacob Gonzalez. These are my new pitching assignments, as well as my lineup. And, of course, Jacob Gonzalez is out for 5 weeks, and I call up Austin Wilhite in his place. This is my new lineup. Sheldon Noose is out for 7 months. God fucking damn it.
I'm out! I quit!
I call up Ronnie Brito to replace him. This is my new lineup. Matt Strahm is out for 2 weeks and I call up Jake Simon to replace him. These are my new pitching assignments. When Strahm's injury subsides, I send him on a rehab assignment. We reach June feeling the effects of injuries and have slipped to a 30-29 record of .508 win percentage, second in the division. I think we can recover, but this hasn't been a great indicator of future success. These are my pitching stats, as well as my batting stats. I make a trade with the Cubs, sending Ken Giles, Nick Sandlin, and Spencer Howard for Tyler Glasnow, Braylon Marquez, and a minor leaguer. Although Glasnow is definitely a nice grab, I really liked what Braylon Marquez had to offer. He evidently has great stuff, and that goes a long way in my book. To make this trade work, I call up Ryan Rollison. These are my new pitching assignments. Draft time, and we have the number 15 pick this time. My number 1 pick wants $10.5 million, and who am I to deprive him? Jameson Taillon is out for 6 weeks. These injuries are getting pretty fucking old. I call up Matt Strahm to replace him. These are my new pitching assignments. Jacob Gonzalez is no longer injured and is sent to AAA. And Futoshi Akutagawa is suspended.
You need to stop everything. This needs to stop. Now. This is not okay.
Mid-season goals time, and the owner is satisfied. Like, sexually? We reached July having improved quite a bit and have earned a 46-38 record, a .548 win percentage, and are first in the division. If this improvement continues, I can see us making a playoff run. These are my pitching stats, as well as my batting stats. Taking a look at one of my more disappointing pickups, Patrick Korbin is having an absolutely miserable season. His .540 ERA is unsightly, but if you think maybe he's just having some bad luck, taking a look at his FIP, it's 5.87. The dude is actually overperforming with his ERA than what it should be, and it's fucking horrible. But he's too damn expensive to get rid of, so I'm stuck with him. I demote Jake Simon and promote Aaron Ashby. These are my new pitching assignments. Jameson Taillon is no longer injured and is sent on a rehab assignment, but that was short-lived as Patrick Korbin is out for 6 weeks. At this point, I consider that a blessing. I call up Jameson Taillon in his place. These are my new pitching assignments. Last trade of the season, I make a trade with the Phillies, sending Ryan Rollison, Aaron Ashby, and a minor leaguer for Luke Jackson and 2 minor leaguers. Hoping trading some struggling relievers for a better one works out. To make this trade work, I call up Seth Romero. These are my new pitching assignments. We enter August having held steady with the 61-51 record of .545 win percentage and are first in the division. Getting closer to the end of the season, maybe we can pull this off. These are my pitching stats, as well as my batting stats. I make no roster moves at this time. As per the usual tradition, I play the game after the trade deadline, and here's the lineup that I went with. This was a pretty close game, but we definitely held our own, especially Trey Mancini, who slugged this bomb in the top of the second to get our offense going, and we eventually beat the Athletics 6-5. Great job, team! Oh, I guess there's no cutscene here. Okay. Jameson Taillon is out for 5 to 6 weeks. Ugh, this guy is fragile. I call up John Baker in his place. These are my new pitching assignments. We make it to September, still chugging along with a 78-63 record of .553 win percentage and are still first in the division. Barring a collapse, we are likely headed to the postseason, which is pretty cool. These are my pitching stats, as well as my batting stats. For roster expansion, I call up Mikhail Hilliard. Again, we only have one roster spot for expansion. These are my new pitching assignments. Only thing of note for the month, Patrick Korbin is no longer injured and is sent on a rehab assignment. We end the season only losing 4 games in September and ended up with a 95-67 record of .586 win percentage, first in the division, and will be going to the playoffs for the second time in our 4-year existence. I am seriously underpaid. These are my pitching stats to end the season, as well as my batting stats. Taking a look at my favorite player this season, Colton Welker only played in 125 games since he was our backup infielder until Sheldon Neuse was out for the rest of the year, but still managed to hit 29 home runs, hit for a .310 average, .910 OPS, and was worth 4.3 wins above replacement. This guy really came through for us when it mattered. Oh no, not again. Aaron, can you come fix this piece of shit? We must set our playoff roster, and here are the pitching assignments and lineup that I ended up with. And as we start to sim the playoffs, we encounter that problem with Patrick Korbin that I mentioned. Jameson Taillon needs to be activated from the injured list, but I have no room for him on my roster. And the only option that I could find was to DFA Patrick Korbin and eat his $35 million salary next season.
I am never going to financially recover from this.
We do end up beating the White Sox in 5 games, and then follow that up by sweeping the Rays in the NLCS. And with that said, in our 4th year of existence, we are in the World Series for the 2nd time.
You're a damn good bunch of boys. Probably deserved a lot better than me.
This time we are facing the Braves, and hopefully they don't tomahawk chop us home without some rings. I guess let's see what happens.
Anywhere in here, she is going to Portugal. Light it up.
Please.
Oh, you just...
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. Okay, yeah, I'm not doing this for you, no. This is a really inspiring outcome. We started with nothing, and in 4 short years, we have won it all. But wait, the good news just keeps coming. Remember that $35 million contract from Patrick Korbin I was going to have to eat? Well, the dude fucking retired. I have no idea how I got that lucky, and I'm not even sure if it matters because I think that winning the World Series is the logical ending point for this series. But goddamn, that could not have happened any better. Oh, and the owner is happy, but like I give a shit. Like, comment, and subscribe, especially the comment part. Let me know if you want me to continue this series or not. I actually have another Pokemon-themed Out of the Park series lined up, but if you want this one to keep going, I'm all in since it's my most popular series to date. But seriously, like, comment, and subscribe.